What's up, everyone? Welcome. It is Thursday. It is very close to Halloween, and considering it's our last show, it's time for Daniel Peyton again. Hello to my sister. So he's already here, and so I will bring him on shortly so that we can begin this Winter Wizard cover reveal. That's what's happening tonight, folks, the new cover. So everyone will be able to see it, and we will talk about it. Amongst other things, hello to my aunt, which also means there's my grandmother. Welcome if you're watching from Facebook Live. You can also watch this on YouTube as well. Yeah. So, hello to my sister Ariel. Hello, welcome. Don't forget to like and share because this is the last show. I forgot to mention that. I have made a decision. This is my last show tonight. Yeah. So what better way to go out than speaking with Daniel Peyton? So, yeah. So no more shows after this there. Karen, hello. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. You've probably been busy writing or something. So, Amber. Oh, yeah, Amber. My cousin Amber's birthday. Happy birthday to Amber. They are all celebrating without me, but that's all right. So, don't mind me. I'm stuffing my face with the worst thing in the world, candy corn. I bought 4 pounds. This is 4 pounds. Daniel, I don't even know what I was thinking. You know what I was thinking? It was cheap. I got it for $2. That's why. But you can't eat a whole lot of that stuff. It's yeah. Oh, and Amber, by the way, because I know my cousin is watching. I got your email address, and I will send you that gift card. So, welcome everyone. So, and because, like I said before, because it's the last show, I did say a couple of shows back that I would be giving away some books to people who shared the show. And that tally has come too. So I know, and I will let everyone know before we end the show who gets some books. I'll announce some names, and you get to choose an author that has been on the show that has a book. So, and if you want that book, I will send it to you. So don't forget to share the show, right? Daniel, you are excluded. Unless you would like some other author's books, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Yeah, so I think, what else? Is there anything else going on? Halloween. I did mention that. Halloween is Saturday. I have to work, but that's all right. I'll be home in the evening. There's no trick-or-treaters up here. I have sent all of the candy that I would have given out to children this year to the Adams Police Department. If anyone has been paying attention to my page, I posted from the Adams Police Department, their Officer Nick's video thanking everyone for donating, because what they're doing is they're going around the town and giving out the candy. So it'll be the police department, the fire department, the EMTs. I think they have wildlife officers as well. And they've broken the town up into sections, and they're giving out candy that way. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So the kids still get to dress up. But we don't get to see their costumes. So that's the only downfall of this whole thing. They're not coming to your house and trying to rob you of candy. So, Karen, disgusting stuff. Ew. Yeah. I agree, Karen, but you know what? If you're talking about cotton candy, candy corn, I never really cared for it, but it's sweet. I know it's fake and just not really good for you, but I'm eating these just for you. Yeah. Let's see. Who else do we have here tonight? We have a lot of people, so I don't think what I'm going to do is waste any more time. I've pretty much told you everything that's going on. Tonight's the last show. I'm about to bring on Daniel Peyton. We have a book cover reveal to do, which I've been waiting so long for this show to happen because I knew what the cover looked like, but nobody else did. So I'm really excited to show everyone. So yeah, but anyways, all right.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
I'm going to say I love candy corn.
You do?
Oh, yes. I love Mallow Creams. Candy corn and candy pumpkins. I love the little candy pumpkins.
I like the pumpkins. So is there a certain way that you eat those pumpkins?
I just eat them.
You just eat them, right?
Yeah, just eat them.
Okay. I'm the opposite. I always have to nibble off the green stem first. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Daniel Peyton. It's going to be an exciting show only because we have to do a book cover reveal.
Yep.
For the Winter Wizard Chronicles, which is both books combined that Daniel has written. So for those who don't know what the Winter Wizard Chronicles is, what is it, Daniel?
Well, the Winter Wizard Chronicles started out as a challenge from the Brian and Sherry show to write a fantasy or sci-fi book that included Brian and Sherry as characters in the book. And the one stipulation was they couldn't die. So, and I didn't want to write them in and kill them off. That wasn't my objective in anyways. But I decided to write, and I ended up writing a short story that was The Winter Wizard, which was a story that also included me as a character. And it was an adventure that happens in East Tennessee where I was living at the time, and where Brian and Sherry show up, and I'm the Winter Wizard, and lots of crap happens. And we end up saving the world from an evil ice fairy. And Brian nearly dies, and he has to be revived through magic, and he gets magic, and he becomes a Winter Wizard. But that's where the second story starts. And there's a second story is a full-length novel. And when I published them, I self-published this. And this is the very first one I had with me. And this is the very first book that I did that has both stories in it. And because the first one's so short, I stuck them both together to create one long book. That's why it's called The Winter Wizard Chronicles. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at it and, working on the book and all. It hasn't done sales-wise as well as I'd hoped, but it's a great story. So I got to looking, and I did some market research and found that one of the drawbacks was the cover. They didn't say the cover was ugly. I've had some books personally, the ones that I have, and I've seen some. The cover needs work because it really isn't eye appealing. This one just didn't fit the market that well. The style was just kind of amateurish in how it was arranged and all. And so after several years of learning more about art, I decided to sit down and see if I couldn't design a new and better cover. And so this is where that started happening about 6 or 7 months ago, as I started working on a new cover for it. And so, but just talking about the book itself, this is a fantasy novel, a fantasy series that takes Brian, who ends up being the lead character throughout the whole story, and takes him from here into a fantasy world that's called Johanananda, or Johan by the locals. And in this land, they have a problem with blood mages that are trying to destroy that world to get back to Earth. And Brian is the only way they're not able to get back, because he's still alive. There's something in him keeping them from breaking the barrier between the worlds. And Brian is now stuck in this world, and he has to find a way to find the last dragon to explain something to him so that he can figure out what to do next. And that's it when it gets a little haywire. So this is an adventure fantasy. You might say it's young adult, but the characters aren't young adult. And there's a lot of people who take umbrage with a book called young adult without 13-year-old characters. Well, they're not. So it's a fantasy book. It's clean. It's fun. It's adventurous, and I think it's hilarious. And in fact, I just today finished work on the editing of the interior. That's another thing I started to go through. As I had it edited once through with some help, but it was not, as you might say, polished as it could be. So I took some time. I had an editor I worked with another book quite recently, and she did such a good job. I thought, oh, you know what? New cover, new, polished interior. We're going to do a second edition of this book. All the way around, it's going to just step up its game, be more professional looking, more professional inside. And also, I've had a volunteer, surprisingly, of a person who really wants to get their feet wet in trying out doing a audio book reading. And so they wanted a book to read, try it out, and see if they couldn't record an audio. So I told him, well, since this is self-published, I'm not having to deal with a publisher who's got a long list of other stuff you got to work with. I'm going to let him try out this one as his attempted audiobook reading. So no promises that we'll have an audiobook right away, because he, again, is new to this, but he's got a great voice. He's got some experience with speaking and narration and all. So I'm hoping he comes up with something good, and we will also have an audiobook. Now, that won't be until after Christmas. The second edition will definitely be coming out before Christmas as print and ebook. So that's the rather large nutshell.
Yes, absolutely. Now, are there people in this book that people may recognize, like you do in any of your other books? You pull in people that we may know?
In this one, see, with Earth's Last Starship, which was the other challenge book I ended up writing, a lot of the characters are based on real people. And in that one, oddly enough, I'm not in that one. I don't put me as a character in that one, but Brian and Sherry is in that one. Heather is in that one. Ashley's mentioned in that one. Barbara is in that one, your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a number of people in that book that the people here would recognize. For the Winter Wizard, Brian and Sherry are both in there. I'm in there. And then by name, there's, I believe, Alicia. I'm not sure who that was now, but it was somebody you knew at the time. I used her name for a character in the book. Oh, Sylvia. It's from Sylvia Schultz, who was on last week. She's in this as a ghost. She is the curator of the Ghost Library, which is a very fascinating place. One of my favorite places I ever invented for any of these fantasy books. Very unique. She's in there, and I purposely made her a ghost character in the Ghost Library because, as everybody should know, Sylvia Schultz has, a thing about ghosts. And then Richard, there's a character named Richard in this book who, not getting his last name, he was an author that was actually doing the challenges with us.
So Richard Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher, that's his name.
R.E. Fisher, yep.
Yeah, Richard is actually a running character, whereas Sylvia, she has a big part in the beginning, and then you kind of see her towards the end, but she doesn't get as much screen time. But Richard actually plays a longer role in the story because he goes on the adventure with Brian in this story. Sherry, I'm not going to spoil this, because if you haven't read this before, Sherry's role of what happens to her in the novel in the second part of this, to me, was hilarious and unique. She doesn't go on the adventure per se with Brian, but she's definitely a major player in the story through until the end. So yeah, Sherry, Brian, Richard, Sylvia, Alicia, they're all in here. Outside of that, and I didn't bring a lot of other people from that, like I did for Earth's Last Starship in this one.
Absolutely. So yeah, well, there you go. And I'm glad that these books. So, where did you come up with the? I know that we've already talked about this, but I'm pretty sure that there is a lot of people watching. Where did you come up with the original cover for this book.
I can get. I don't think I have a picture of this one. This is the original cover. I'm going to get it as close as I can here.
I don't have a picture of that. Yeah, no, I
Okay.
don't.
The very
Because,
top picture here. This was a painting that I did back when I first wrote The Winter Wizard. I was learning about digital painting, painting with when I first started learning this, and I had to do a portrait. That was part of learning this, and so I painted the Winter Wizard, and you can see, if you can see very well, the Winter Wizard kind of looks familiar because it's me. As I said, the character of the Winter Wizard is me. So I painted myself, and I actually have an outfit that looks like this in style, but the colors I changed for this because mine's browns and grays, and all this is actually all the blues and crystals because that's the Winter Wizard. And so that was when I finished the painting, I was like, hey, that's nice painting and easy cover for a self-published book. And let me tell you something, in self-publishing, you pay everything. And cover art is expensive. So having one I did means I don't have to pay an artist. Yay! But then when I did the second book and put Brian in there, this big adventure in there, that's when I decided to try, as you can see here, that's that cover there, which has a very important figure, the ship in it. And then, of course, there is the figure of Brian. That's the main character through the story. And I did this one, and the picture was part of my learning process for art because, as you can see from these two pictures, there's a stark difference in style. The bottom one was using color as accents, not as the overall. So if you look closely, he doesn't have any skin tone. The background doesn't have any color. The ship only has 3 or 4 different colors on it. The color is literally an accent, not the picture's just colored. So they're two actually very different styles of art. And so when I did this collection that has both books in it, putting them right beside each other seemed to work. But from all my research, it wasn't as eye-catching as I wanted it to be. It needs to really grab somebody. It's nice. It's got 2 people on here, and you kind of see a ship, but people go right past that. And so and that makes me sad because they're great pictures. Individually, people love them, but it didn't work out. So when we get to the actual cover, you're going to see. I'll show you something when we get to that. So this is the original cover. I did the artwork for it. I did the artwork for the new one as well. But again, I did that one, the actual pictures, 3 years ago was when I worked on those. And I did this one this year. And in that time, I've learned a lot and grown a lot in art. So that's definitely helped me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if anyone has any questions about any of the books, any of his books or the Winter Wizard that we're talking about, let us know. Any questions about writing or maybe even art. So let us know. Yeah.
For this one, it's been fun learning and growing with it. And I'm also looking at possibly I'm gonna need some help from people who know how to format interiors better. There are other pictures I've done over time of things like I did the Queen Jade of this. She's a painting I did. I want to put her inside the book, like as a chapter header when she shows up. I want to do a few other bits and pieces throughout here because I was reading through a novel recently. I think it's one of the Harry Potters I was going through again, and sprinkled throughout the books as chapter headers are little sketches of characters like Dobby and wands and all that. So you start the chapter, you get this visual reference of what's in the chapter. So I've thought about trying that, but I can do the art. It's formatting it into a book that kind of gets a little difficult to figure out. Ashley asks, when did you get into doing art? Well, actually, I've always loved art and worked with various forms of art my whole life. I started with embroidery actually first when I was 5 years old. But in doing drawing and then ultimately painting, that didn't start until about 20 years ago. And I wanted to start drawing my characters from my own little stories I was writing. And what I started with was very stick figure, very rough, but I wanted to draw them. And so over that period of time, I learned more and more about different styles and sketching better and drawing better. I did mostly just pencil for years. And it wasn't until about 4 years ago that I got in contact with an artist named Steve Argyle. and he is very well known in the circles that he's in. With like, he does artwork for card games like Magic the Gathering and Legend of the Five Rings and several others. He does artwork for the cover and interiors to books for Dungeons and Dragons. He's done book covers for Star Wars, posters and all that. So he's really well known, and he does the style of art I wanted to learn. And about 4 years ago, he began an online, live thing like this, but he would have a screen on here with just his art. You would hear his voice, but you show him doing his art, and he'd be talking through how to do it. And we would just ask questions. And he was slowly and inadvertently at the beginning teaching me about digital art and how this works, how that works. Everybody else on there, way above me. They were all people who were already knew this stuff. They knew everything about it. I'm sitting there going, oh, look, this is a tablet. Okay. So he was inadvertently telling me this. And after a while, I started asking questions. How does this work? How did that work? And then it became more like a class. And so I like to say I'm self-taught, but that's not giving credit to all the books I've read, like working with Steve and Drew Baker and Howard Lyon, these people that I've just been on the programs, again, like this, blog talk programs and live stream stuff where they're doing art, and I'm watching with scrutiny to glean anything I can about style and design and all that to get better and better and better. And it's amazing how I shock myself with how far I've progressed in just 4 years. So it's something. It was. See, the thing is, it was in me. I always wanted to do art. It's just so my drive was there, and so I did it.
How long did it take you to come up with the new cover?
Well, I had a dragon that I designed as a outline for a game. And I loved the dragon, and the dragon style reminded me of the dragons that end up in this book. And so I thought, well, I like this, and I want to use it. And so I thought at first, my first idea was just to do it as like a promotional piece. I'd draw the dragon and then put the book cover on there, make it like a meme out of it, and then just use it to sell the book. But when I started getting some feedback from people about the cover, and them saying the cover art's just not as eye-catching as it could be, I thought, well, what about that? I started asking, what about this dragon? What do you think about that? Oh, yeah, that's great. That's the kind of stuff you want on the cover. Okay, so I knew I needed to move forward, and I started asking questions. Okay, what's the font need to be like? Original, again, eye-catching. Does it need a background? What kind of background do you think it needs? Oh, definitely needs something that fits in the book well. So all of a sudden, I had all these different things coming at me. And again, I started listening to other people, not just doing it myself. And that it just started coming together. And then I spent a good couple months slowly, meticulously working on it. And the hardest part to me was one thing that I ended up extracting just simply because it was overcrowding the cover, was the picture of Brian on the cover. I almost didn't do it. I almost was like, I can't do this. I can't have this cover without Brian on it. But then I'm like, well, I had to decide between marketing and my art.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, I've got to go with what's going to sell the book. I want people to read the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Folks, I got the boot off the cover, but that's all right. I'm not worried about it, only because the new cover's nice. I like it. So it's very, it's different and fresh. It's a fresh new cover. So, yeah. So you let me know when, and I will make sure everyone is able to see it. So
Oh, okay. Go ahead and post away.
You want me to post? Oh, all right.
We're going to show you. Here is the new cover for the Winter Wizard Chronicles, which to me, I think this cover definitely is a lot more eye-catching. And you'll notice in the middle of the cover, the one thing I did salvage from the artwork that I had previously done is the airship. And because the airship plays a prominent role throughout the novel. But then there's the dragon I designed. I did the mountains, which the mountains are important in the story. And there's your cover and title. And I had to find and work with a special font. So it would be, again, different and unique. When people use, like me, a font that was on this version of it, that's just basic fonts that come from Word. Okay. That's just general generic stuff. And part of the artwork of a good cover is eye-catching font. So there is the Winter Wizard Chronicles. Any comments? Any questions? Ashley's very active.
I'm hoping that people can see it. I'm pretty sure they can. Oh, yes, people can see it. Okay. So, yeah.
But yeah, that was the dragon that I did. And again, not spoiling anything, so I'm not going to tell you who that is. But that is, when I finish the dragon, when you read the story, it's going to take you a while to finally understand who that dragon is, because that dragon is paramount in the story. And eventually you're going to first say, hey, it's the wrong color, until you realize it's not the right dragon. But again, I don't want to spoil anything. And after I did this cover and been working on the editing, I talked to Brian about this early on. I designed a new map that's a world map for the land this is set in.
I'm wondering if I can grab this map, because I have it right here. Let me see. It might be too big. We'll see. Yeah, because this is the first that I'm seeing of this map. So, and I think it's the coolest thing ever. Let me get rid of. Oops. All right, so we're going to get rid of the cover for the moment, and we're going to bring up the map. It might. Oh, there it is. Yep. Well, hey, people can still see us. Maybe. I don't know. Let me get rid of.
Hi.
Yeah, I know. My goodness, it picked up the whole thing.
Hey, that's okay. This was a map I designed for the book, because I do my own live shows on my page twice a week, and one of the people who follows me on there kept asking if I had a map, because behind me on one of my posters here is a map of the world that is Galanor, which is the land that Dragonwand is set in. And he had just read the Winter Wizard Chronicles, and he was like, is there a map of Yohanananda place? And I was like, not yet. And that inspired me to go and try and design one. And I found, now this isn't entirely me. There's a website that helps you design these. But the map itself, the way it's laid out, that is the land of Johan in two different books, because this is, of course, the land that the Winter Wizard Chronicles is set in, but it's also another book that hasn't been published yet, called The Owl-Headed Wand, is also set in this land. So you're going to see locations on this map that aren't in the book on Winter Wizard Chronicles, but they are in the Owl-Headed Wand whenever that one gets to come out. And the fun thing about this map, and I'm hoping I can get it done again with formatting, is I want to get it in the book. I want to find a way to put like the interior of the cover, when you open the book, opens into this map. So readers, as they're reading, can flip back to it and go, oh, okay, this is where they are. Oh, and then they're going to go here. It gives them a visual reference of the world that they're exploring. And with this, I might have print off little posters and stuff that I can sell with the book when I do like book signings and events and stuff. And again, can explore the world that they're in. But that's
I could see this as a tapestry.
It's good. And the wonderful thing was the site that helped me design this, they have really, really high resolution on these. So if you do want one that's like a really big wall hanging, a tapestry, as you said, it can be done. So that's not impossible. I'm looking at having a poster of this one printed up in a metal print done from displate, and have that where I can sell it, but also where I can get one to hang up myself.
There you go. I love this map. So I love how detailed it is,
And that really is me working piece by piece. Every single item on this map I had to put there just right to be in locations that are in the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's a good idea for people to, flip back and, kind of picture where they are in the book. It's nice to put a place,
For reference, for those who either have read the book or who are going to, because I know you all will, is if you look at the top right corner where it says Ithor, a little kind of dead forest up there, the story of when Brian and Sherry get into the land of Yohanananda, they come crashing out of the lake. It's in the very top right-hand corner of the map there. The portal between worlds jumped from a lake near Brian's home to the lake Nithor, which is up there. That's where the adventure starts. And it goes from there to the capital, all the way over to the Shikanahe Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to put that, I'll give you a piece of interesting info there. Shikanahe is not a made-up fantasy word. That is actually Cherokee. Back when I lived in East Tennessee, I learned that the Smoky Mountains, what we call the Smoky Mountains, the Cherokee called the Shikanahe. And that was a word that meant the mountains of blue smoke. And an honoring of where I lived and where I wrote the story. And the mountain that's in the story where the dragons are is over in the Shikanahe, where it's called the Mountain of Blue Smoke. So I gave a very kind of hidden nod to my home, to the beautiful area, and to the mountains through naming of that and the setting I put there. So some of this is just totally fantasy, but that's not. That's actually a legitimate word.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's pretty awesome.
So I
hope it makes it into the book. That'll be a good addition to the book. So.
One way or the other, I'm going to have it either as a print. I'm going to have it as a print off for people to pick up, and when I do book signings, finally get to do book signings again. But also, as I said, I'm looking at putting it out on Displate. And for people, anybody listening, I've got some of my artwork on Displate, where you can go and you can purchase them. They're metal printed prints of my art that you order, and when you get it in, it has magnets you put to the wall, and it magnets it right to the wall. It's really cool. And the art, the print, the metal prints is absolutely beautiful. I own a couple of them that of my art, and just I'm blown away about how well they do. So advertising there, go to Displate and look up Dan Peyton, and you'll find my artwork on there if you like my stuff I've done. And if you look at my pages and my stuff and you see a piece of my art that you really like, it's not on Displate, just ask. I can upload it and put it on one of those, and within 48 hours, it'll be in the store ready to be sold. But I want to get that map on one of those so I want it for me, because I want to print off one and stick it in the wall here, my inspiration room for my writing. I mean, it's just a very cool looking map. I agree with you. I was very impressed with the work I got to do with that website.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that people love, like of Tolkien, is the map of Middle Earth. People always remember that map of Middle Earth. In fact, I've got one hanging right beside my bed. I got a map of Middle Earth. So now I want to have the map of Johann up there.
There you go.
I'm also going to recreate the map of Galanor, which I have down here. I did this one years ago, and it needs basically an upgrade. So I will do a new map on that software of Galanor.
Can I expect a map of Earth's last starship?
Well, I don't know if it's mappable. It's because that's in space. It's like having a map for Star Trek.
Okay.
I don't think I could quite do that one as easily. I could do a layout of the starship, I suppose.
Okay.
It's just they're traveling in space, so I'm not sure about that. And the maps work better for fantasy because you're in a land usually.
Gotcha.
So, and that's the other news. In just a couple days, I get started writing on the sequel to Earth's Last Starship. Because National Novel Writing Month is November, and this year I have dedicated myself to starting the sequel to Earth's Last Starship as my NaNoWriMo entry. Which means by the end of November, I'm supposed to have 50,000 words written into that book, which my books usually run to about 80,000 words. So that's, a majority there. So, yay.
I'm going to try my hardest not to bother you for that whole month.
Well, don't ask about details, but you can. I will definitely be posting updates on a regular basis of what I'm doing, and
I don't want any details. I don't want none. I
well,
want
no,
to
I
be.
mean, like I'll post how many words I've written.
Oh yes, I do
But
keep tabs on that when you
yeah,
do that.
I'll be doing that. So you can and cheering me on. Definitely, everybody who listening, when it comes to doing the National Novel Writing Month, I need cheering on because it's not easy. It even though I love writing and I'm definitely a writer, I've got many published books. When it comes right down to it, writing isn't easy. It is definitely to say it properly. One of the best things I've ever heard when describing being an author is you have given yourself homework for the rest of your life. Because you got to write papers, you got to edit papers, you got to turn them in, you got to get them critiqued. But you're doing that for the rest of your life. Unlike being in school and doing that, you hopefully will get paid for it.
That would be nice. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I wanted to show off since I'm on the show tonight.
Okay.
After my birthday, I got a package in the mail. First of all, it came with this, which I loved. Right, recognize that.
Took me a minute. I'm like, what?
Second, it came with this. Should recognize that. I didn't have a chance to set it up before we started tonight, but this was my birthday gift from Mr. Brian Shepard, and I was so happy about that. So excited to see it. I pulled it out and set it up, and wanted to keep it set up. But I have my collection, and I'm going to this year. I'm looking at buying one of those white. What I call it? They're like poplar trees. They're the artificial trees that sell them at Costco and Sam's now. They're Christmas trees, but instead of being pine, they're white thin branches, and they've got wired in lights and all. But they're perfect because I have a lot of Star Trek ornaments and a few Star Wars ornaments from Hallmark over the years, and they're hard to display on a basic Christmas tree because they really need to hang straight down, and on a good fluffy Christmas tree that you kind of lay them in the tree because they're so big. So I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to set it up and put all my ornaments out because I haven't done that in a couple of years between moving and then just craziness last year. But this year I'm going to get one of those trees, set it up, put all those on it, have this on top of it, and I'm going to get a nice video to show everybody the Star Trek tree. And also going to be a chance because I know, I hate to admit this, but I still have holes in my collection. I do not have them all. I have most of them, but I don't have them all. Most of what I'm missing are older ones, particularly the very first one. And they're not easy to find. And that first Enterprise ornament from 1991 is high dollar. One of these years I'm going to find one and I'm going to get it, but I just haven't yet. But I'm very grateful for this, Brian. That was a wonderful surprise. And I wanted to show off.
I did watch your video, so because I saw it in the corner there on the screen, so it was nice to see. So
yeah, I had it set up. I had something set over here, but we had a party at the house the other night, and all my stuff got moved, so I decided to sit here. But when I have the tree set up, I'm gonna show that. So instead of Brian from Disney World, we'll have Dan from his room full of Star Trek ornaments. And John. Hey, John.
I still need to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing for Christmas. I have no idea.
Maybe you should do a virtual tour of Disney World. Get that green screen going behind you and play some of your old videos.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't know. It's just different this year. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So, I mean, people do have that to look forward to. I am going to be coming back at some point in December when I come up with some sort of Christmas show, because that's usually what I was doing. I was in Disney World. So I was going live and showing everybody, the parade or the fireworks or whatever. And then not this year. So, yeah. I don't know what to do now. So if anyone has any ideas, I'm all ears. So, good evening to John. I believe John watches your videos as well.
Yep,
Because
he's a regular follower of mine, of my
yeah,
live shows, which I admit I'm not doing one tomorrow night. For anybody who's following along, I'm not going to be going live tomorrow night. I'm going to be out of the house during that time. But Saturday afternoon, I'm going to be doing a bit of a live show from a online book party where they're doing for Halloween, and it's kind of a creature feature thing and they're all clean books. And they very specifically asked me to come on and host for an hour. And so it's 2 to 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to be on there talking about my books and probably doing some giveaways. The whole event has like some Amazon card giveaways and other things going on. So lots of fun. I will definitely be sharing the link on my professional page and my personal page. But I'll be there Saturday afternoon. I'll be doing that. And then today I'm doing this. But tomorrow night, I'm not going live. So for those who follow, my next reading, which is the next chapter in the Star Wars book, won't be until Monday.
right. So you are normally live on Facebook every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. So, yes.
I didn't realize how much fun I would have doing that until I really got into doing it. I see why you enjoy doing this.
You've been doing it a while too, and you don't. Once you get going, and you're doing that every single week, and you know it's that time to do it. Before you know it, it's the year. Like I started back in February, and already it's going to be November. So it flies. It really does. So yeah, and you get used to it. So
well, I enjoyed the food programs you had on here.
Oh, thanks.
Those were fun. Of course, I'm classified as a foodie. I love trying new things and cooking new things. In fact, over the past few days, we decided to just throw all of our normal recipes out the window and try new things. And so I made my first creamy diced potato soup. Tonight, I made a very original style chicken pot pie from scratch completely. I've done, let's see here, I did a chili soup. I have a new recipe for that. So I'm having fun trying all these new recipes, and they're all homey recipes, of course. That's what I love, is basic homey, good old-fashioned foods.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it sounds good too. I would probably eat it. So I don't do any cooking at home. So unfortunately, I don't get to try all that good, yummy stuff. So somebody else does the cooking. So I'm only here, Thursday through Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not here for dinner. So I do have to fend for myself. I've been dashing. Do you have DoorDash where you live?
They do have DoorDash, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever used it.
Oh, well, I have become accustomed to DoorDashing. And let me tell you, it's very easy to order from wherever and then have it delivered. But I've noticed it's very expensive. So, yeah.
I have friends who actually they're the ones who deliver for.
Yeah.
I think they're DoorDash or GrubHub. I can't remember which one they do, but they're the one they just do the delivery part of it. And I learned a little bit about how the program works. They get paid in tips from the people who they do the work for, and I'm correct me if I'm wrong if anybody knows this, but from what I understand, there is a fund that either GrubHub or DoorDash, whichever one they work for, has that you get so much of if you do X amount of deliveries. So because it's it's your call to do those deliveries. They just come up on your system, and somebody's going to, okay, I'm going to deliver that. I'll deliver that one. And so if you get so many done in a certain period of time, you get money from them. So it's not really an hourly thing. It's not like a per job type of thing. It's more like an incentive program and a tip program. I don't know if I'd want to work like that. But
yeah, you don't. I mean, I have my best friend is a DoorDasher, so I kind of understand how it works. And it's weird because I'll DoorDash and send it out, but yeah, for some reason she has yet to get any of my orders. But anyways, yeah, and you work for yourself and you get paid. I know, like every week or something like that, it accumulates, and so and they send you the money. So, I mean, I don't know. She's doing very well with it. So it just depends on the area and, how much money each run is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah.
I suppose I have a different view for me about, and I was saying just personally, I hate driving. I really, I do not like driving. So the idea of being a delivery person irks me. I couldn't do it. I'm not saying other people shouldn't. People can do all they want to. I just personally, it's not something I can do. I don't like driving.
I don't mind driving to somewheres, but I don't like bouncing back and forth and all over the place. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So,
and on top of that, I live in a newer place. It's a much more complicated than what I'm used to. I lived in semi-rural America for my entire life till I moved up to Southeast Michigan, where we're in the Detroit metropolitan area. So it is I've been here for almost 2 years now, which is really shocking to me, but almost 2 years. And in that time, people still go, "Oh, I live over here off that road, by this road, over by that." And I'm like, was that English? Because I don't know what they're talking about. I'm still lost.
I don't know why everything's going to be so tiny on this damn screen.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want to count on strangers to volunteer to pay me.
Yeah, tips. Working for tips is hard.
It is. That is true. So, yeah. I just find that it's expensive. And half the time that there's a deal going on, you won't necessarily find it in the app. So if something is, 2 for $2 or whatever, it won't be there. So, and it's weird. But anyways, yeah. I have to stop eating this crap.
That's the thing about candy corn. They're like jelly beans. You just start eating and one by one you start going after them. I love Mallow Creams, but I restrict myself to a small amount because if I sit with the bowl beside me, it'll be empty and I'll have a sour stomach.
Do you like circus peanuts?
Love them.
Those are my favorite.
Love circus peanuts. My dad likes them, so I grew up with him getting them for us. So I've always liked circus peanuts.
Yeah. I have not had those in a long time, but you can't eat too many.
Hi, Chris Evans.
Yes.
There's another one of my followers, and he follows this show now pretty good, too.
Yes. Hi, guys. Having to watch on my Kindle. Oh, well.
That's cool. Perfect.
But at least I got to watch. Yes. John, I eat them once a year to remind myself why I don't eat them. That's true. Yeah.
Now I like Mallow Creams, which is candy corn, candy pumpkins, that kind of stuff. It's a type of confection called Mallow Creams. Mallow Creams have been around for 150 years. I mean, there's nothing unusual about them. Like they're not full of chemicals or anything. It's just Mallow Creams. They're in the same family as like fondant and hard icing and stuff like that. It's just
right.
Buttercream, sugars, confectionery sugar, that kind of stuff. I like those. I like like Cadbury eggs at Easter. Love those things too much.
Yeah, because I can get a full box.
But one thing I have never really got around and I've never liked just personally is at Peeps. I never really got a taste for those. And it's funny because I like marshmallows, okay, but Peeps, I don't know something about it. I just never really caught onto them. It's not like that I think they're gross. I know some people like just gag at them. I can eat one, but it doesn't really inspire me to eat a second one.
Well, it is what it is. I really don't eat them anymore. So,
as I say, you dropped that habit when Peeps was not nice to you.
Yep. No, I got rid of them. Well, I mean, they were nice to me. They sent me all those damn Peeps. So, I mean, yeah, that was about it. They still didn't follow me. So I dropped them like a bad habit. So literally.
When I worked at Blockbuster Video years ago, we would always sell Peeps around Easter. They would bring in a big stock of them to sell at Easter time, and they wouldn't move. We couldn't sell those to save our lives, which really surprised me because a lot of people do like them. It's not like, everybody thinks they're gross. No, a lot of people like them. I guess people weren't coming to a video store to buy Peeps. And so at the end of the season, you didn't send them back. You literally just threw them away. They just told us, okay, they're now been marked out of the system, throw them in the trash. And so every year we would find very creative ways to get rid of them. And my favorite was one year we had a store manager who hated Peeps. He was so sick of them. And he was leaving us for a month-long thing he was doing. And we were all just it's the busiest time of year for us for that, whatever we're doing. And so one day we took all the Peeps we had left over, which I'm not kidding, were a good truckload in the back, plus what we had out front. Still in the package. We were nice. We filled his car. Literally filled his car. Back to front, top to bottom, trunk. The only place we didn't stuff him was in the engine. And so when he got out to his car, he had thousands of Peeps piling out the door. That he didn't think it was funny. We thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been too happy either.
I said one thing I made sure, we had one person who wanted to open them all and put them in there. This is Tennessee. Yeah. And by the end of the season, which is getting into May for us, it's get pretty warm. So you open those nice marshmallow things, stick them in somebody's car for a few hours. You've ruined everything inside that car. I was like, no. We're not going to cause damage for this prank. We're just going to fill the car for it. And we did. And then for some reason we had to unfill it. It helps that he's a store manager. So joke is on us, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And you're going to continue with your show every Monday and Friday. So you're not stopping anytime soon, are you?
No, I'm going to keep going through the end of this Star Wars story, which will be through we've only got 5 or 6 chapters left. So Monday and then on. Once I get done with that, I'm going to decide how the season looks, how many people are still able to come on, because if they're busy. This year might be different because people are less out and about busy. So I don't know. But as long as I can do it, I'm going to do it. People are enjoying it. I enjoy it. It would be a little harder. What you do would be a little harder, I think, because you want to find guests. Mm-hmm. I spill about half my time reading this chapter, and then we discuss it. So it's a little easier for me to do, I think, because my guest is my book. Eventually, I wouldn't mind bringing some people on. I thought about bringing some other authors on to talk. I have a few friends who are actual authors within the Star Wars, official Star Wars universe, who are authors who have created stuff for Disney and all that. And I thought if I can convince them to grace my little show with their presence, I'd have them on to talk about that. It'd be a load of fun. Yeah. I happen to be good friends with the guy who played Boba Fett, the young Boba Fett in Star Wars Attack of the Clones. He's a friend of mine. Corey D. Williams, Billy D. Williams' son, he's a friend of mine. So I thought I might, Star Wars people, bring them on since I did the Star Wars book and see if I can't get them just to come and chat and have some fun. But they're very busy. They're busier than me. So I don't know.
Well, it never hurts to put it out there and ask, hey, whenever you're not busy, just let me know and let's set something up. This could be fun. That's usually what I put to people. So, so they either get back to you or they don't. Yeah. So most of the time they do.
Now, I'm assuming you're saying this is your last show for 2020?
Correct.
So, because I've also thought, since I know there's people, if they show an interest in, jumping on and chatting with me, I might encourage them to come on and chat with you and bring them onto your show. But No promises there, because I still have to figure out if they're willing to do that. They all have a little more time on their hands right now, so that's kind of working in my favor.
Absolutely.
So I said today I finished editing the the Winter Wizard Chronicles through my edit, and I'm going to chat with the editor and see if she has any more thoughts before I finalize that. Once I get that done, I'm sending one manuscript to the guy who wants to work on audio reading, see if he wants to do this. I will chat with some formatters about getting the book redone for the book itself and new cover art for the front and back. So far, I've only shown the front. The back is just going to be the back matter, not unlike this, but I will try and see if I can't put Brian's picture on the back up there. And the cover is going to be different. I did white because I thought, hey, Winter Wizard, but apparently white is not the best for, again, marketing. Study your marketing. So a lot is going to be changed, but soon I will have that finished, and I will be announcing when the second edition is fully and completely released, which will hopefully be sometime before Christmas, and we can make a big Christmas deal about this, and we'll have fun marketing and pushing that. I'm planning on putting some real money into advertising for it. There's some online places where you pay to put the book, and they get reviewers on there, and then they give reviews of the book. So I'm hoping to get some editorial reviews, and so I'm got a lot of stuff in the works, but it all hinges on getting this book actually out there. I can't advertise what isn't out there. I know the book's still currently on sale, this version of it, but I want second edition to be what I focus on. I want this to really be the new rebirth of this story, because I love it. The Winter Wizard Chronicles, this story, and then the Owl-Headed Wand, which is based in the same universe. Both stories to me they're fun. And recently in the publishing industry, there's been a lot of chatter about the fact that fantasy books, especially young adult fantasy, have become a little bit cliche, tropey. They're very recognizable. They have this element, that element. You recognize every piece of it. There's nothing new, nothing creatively different about it. And I went to great lengths to make these fantasy books have uniqueness, difference. Your witches aren't exactly like every other witch. Your elves aren't just Tolkienian elves. Everything about this, I wanted to be something new and different, and I love the story. So I want to put some energy, time, and money into promoting this and getting it out there this Christmas. I got a lot of books to promote, but this is going to be one this year that I want to put a little time into.
Very nice.
Yes, I forgot John and Chris haven't had a chance to see, and Sandy. Hello, Sandy. Haven't got a chance to see the book cover. This is the new book cover for the Winter Wizard Chronicles. I will be sharing this on my professional page tomorrow, doing a big announcement there of the new cover. Brian, of course, will be sharing it. I have no doubt.
Of course.
And I believe you guys, John, all saw the map that I did. I shared that around on my pages for this. So
no.
That's another thing. As I said, even if I get the map in the book, I'm also going to get the map on Displate, so I'll put that out there for sale. I mean, I'm going to try my best at a semi-saturation campaign for this. There'll be stuff you can purchase. There'll be the book out there. There's going to be video made about it. All kinds of stuff.
I can't wait. So the book is bound to come out when, do you think?
I'm hoping to do it sometime toward the end of November.
End of November. So a perfect Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So now everyone knows what they're getting for Christmas. So yeah. I'm just gonna, there we go. So yeah, and that's going to be available on Kindle and wherever books are sold. I'm going to assume, correct? Or is it just going to be on Amazon for now?
If I work this right, the ebook will be on Amazon. I might also get it on the Nook on Barnes and Noble. The thing is that if I want this to be on Amazon Prime or the Kindle Unlimited,
yeah,
it has to be exclusively on Kindle. Otherwise, they don't let you put it on the unlimited. So I have to make the choice of whether I want to grab the unlimited crowd or if I want to spread it across other platforms. So I have to make that decision. But print book, if I work this right, will go everywhere. There is no exclusivity to how you do print books with Amazon.
Right.
So I need some help. I'm gonna be tagging some friends of mine in the publishing industry to help me because I haven't self-published. I haven't worked with this in several years now. This was the last one I actually self-published. Everything else, even Earth/Starship, was done by a publisher. So I'm gonna need some help figuring this out. They've changed a lot of the metrics on how self-publishing works.
Yeah, absolutely. I see some comments here. What do we got here? Campaign setting. It looks great, and I joined in time for the map. Oh, good. Sandy Cheek, hey, you guys. So it's supporting cancer seizures. Okay. And the Boy Scouts getting hurt. All right. That sounds important. And we'll start selling the products to help cancer and all that. Well, that's very nice. That's right. It is Cancer Awareness Month. Well, till Saturday anyways.
This year with all that's been going on, I think the whole Susan G. Komen and the breast cancer awareness and all has been pushed aside, and I hate that because I've had friends and family taken with cancer, so I've always supported the research, even specifically breast cancer, because I know how this research works. I know that with one breakthrough, they come up with more. Cancer research works across different areas, and I highly support that. Thanks. I don't know what's going on. My apologies. Sorry. I have someone trying to video call me.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. So get ready for the book to be coming out before Christmas, hopefully before Christmas.
Yeah, I've got to get my ducks in a row because, again, as I said, there's some new stuff to this self-publishing that I'm not 100% on yet.
And I'm very excited. Hopefully, we'll have a audiobook. I hope things work out and it happens because they did it with Earth/Starship. I do own that, the audio version of that, so I made sure to buy that. So, and everyone already knows. And if you don't, you can go to Amazon or you can go to Daniel's author page, which I'm pretty sure he'll put the link somewheres. I don't have it readily available for you, but I will make sure to post it. You can, like I said, Amazon for any of his books. I encourage you to read them all. Don't forget, and I've said this so many times, it'll be the last time I would say it. If you read a book from Amazon with any author, make sure to leave a review, please.
Oh, yes. Definitely leave reviews. We need those so much. I'm going to leave the link on here.
Perfect.
This is my page on Amazon to all of my books. And as I said, you can find the Winter Wizard Chronicles on there. However, that's the first edition. There's a lot of as I said, polishing.
Did I lose you? I think I did. Uh-oh. Folks, I don't know where he is. He's frozen. But anyways, if anyone doesn't have any other questions, I think what I'm going to do is hightail it out of here. This is the last show, so I will not see you again until... There he is. I will not see you all until probably December. Maybe the first Thursday of December, I think I will come back with some sort of Christmas something. I have some ideas. They're rolling around in my head. So I'm pretty sure I'll come up with something creative. Let's see. I got more people saying stuff. I apologize. I was saying that to something that Dan we're talking about. Oh, I have no idea. Fantastic, Sandy. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. I have all these people. You know what's funny is that when you go to close out a show, I've noticed that you have more viewers at the end. Right at the end. They're all there. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank Dan for coming on, and of course with the book reveal. I hope everyone got to see it. And before Christmas, we'll have a new book. Everyone needs to buy.
Makes a great Christmas gift.
Yes.
Any
book.
One thing I loved, and I'll say this because especially this year, when people may not be seeing other people for the holiday season, if you want to do a fun Christmas gift for somebody, you can always buy them an ebook and just email it to them directly. It's the best kind of Christmas card because you get the book, they get a Kindle app, whatever.
That's right.
They get the whole book, and usually for $1.99, which a lot of them are, like a lot of mine are, you can buy them a nice whole book. Send it to the email. Boom, you've given a Christmas gift, birthday gift, Hanukkah gift, whatever holiday you want to celebrate.
Absolutely. Love the home decorations, I'm assuming there, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Of my house, yeah. A parade of Christmas cocktails. John, I think I could go for that. And hell yeah, from Sandy Shake. So, yeah. You guys can't see it, but in the dark abyss back there is a Christmas tree already standing. I had to because we just bought it. The box was open when we bought it. It was the only one. It's one that you can control with your phone.
Oh,
change
cool.
colors and stuff. Oh, my Lord. So we had to test it out. There's no point of taking it down now, so it's going to sit there for 30 days or less before we decorated on Thanksgiving. Oh.
I can see Christmas lights.
Oh, my goodness. Well, someone must be paying attention to me because there's nobody else up here, by the way. But yeah, there's the Christmas tree. Don't hate, people. Don't hate. Yeah. But anyways, they're cramming all the holidays together. I can get Christmas candy or Halloween candy. You can buy Thanksgiving eggnog, pumpkin everything. Now Christmas. It's crazy. So
yeah, for anybody who complains that people put up Christmas trees in October, I complain they start advertising for Christmas toys in July.
Are people seeing this?
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I don't know if other people can see that. It's
crazy. So yeah. But anyways, I mean, I could probably watch it all day if I really wanted to. Yeah. Because it's controlled with an app on your phone, the possibilities are endless. So, and they have something for, I mean, everything. I mean, it's crazy. So, but anyways, let's see, Brian, this is your show and you want to come on and share, go ahead. And Dan, the books sound great and I will keep an eye out and get some and start reading. I have to be careful because I had a seizure a few days ago and I almost had another seizure. So my health is up and down. Not happy about it, but I am going to not going to let it stop me. That's right. I have a spirit in my house. Oh, all right. Well, oh, and there you go. The show is over, I guess. All right. Well, everyone, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, there's no more shows. I'm done until the first Thursday of December. But in the meantime, you can still watch Dan when he's on every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be watching. Yep. So, yeah, and that's it. So you got the new book. Hopefully it'll be coming out. And you mentioned now, not only are we looking forward to this book coming out before Christmas, now you've stated that you're working on, I don't know what you're going to call it, but Earth's Last Starship book number 2, I guess. Is that what's happening?
Yep, that's November's goal, is to write 50,000 words into the sequel to Earth's Last Starship.
There you go. So yeah. So when he posts his numbers or his totals on his Facebook, I'm assuming page, I think that's where you do it, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure to send him words of encouragement. So it keeps him going. So I want to thank everyone again for coming on and taking a peek at this new cover, which is fantastic. I can't wait. And hopefully, I'm just going to throw it out there, but hopefully the next time I talk to you all, I hope that we have a new president. So hopefully, that's about it, really. I think that's all I have to say.
So,
all of a sudden, we're really clear. Everything is crystal clear. I do mine in 1080. Is that how you? Oh, no. You probably don't.
I'm not sure what mine is in. I have a really nice camera, so everything looks better on my end. I don't know what it looks like everybody else's.
I have a feeling that you're like 720 or 780 or something like that. It depends on your webcam. But yeah. Oh, and everyone, please be safe tomorrow. The first snowfall of the year is tomorrow in the morning. So we're only supposed to get 1 to 2 inches of snow. And other places are getting 3 to 4. So just be careful. So it's supposed to end around 1, start around 7 in the morning. I don't have to work. Thank God. I'm staying home. So, yeah. All right. That is it. I'm going to go.
So I will.
If anyone has any questions, I tell people this all the time. If anyone has any questions for Dan after the show, make sure to post a comment. He will see it. I will see it. And I'll make sure that he answers the questions if he wants to. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is it. So everyone have a fantastic weekend. Happy Halloween. If you do something, go somewhere, stay safe. And that's it.
Yep.
And I'll see you. Oh, I'll see you on Monday. That's right.
Yep, I'll be live Monday, so hope to see a lot of people there. And thanks for having me on. I will be chatting about the book a lot because I really want to get this going.
Yes, absolutely.
Good night,
right.
everybody.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.